Start recording. Okay, so I'm going to record this. I'm going to put it inside the YouTube, and also I'm going to insert a video later, a recording later. I will do it on my own. I'm guessing my wife is going to be the cameraman for this week. Last week we have two camera women, so this way I'm going to have one camera wife. Okay, so we're going to discuss the functionality. So basically there is sales, and then if there were this kind of shop, let's say for example provide shipping, then there is shipping and transport billing. In terms of you need to have the payment part. People will not exactly you go inside a shop and then take whatever they want and then just walk out. No, we don't live in a world like that, because currently everything needs to be paid. So we have pay. Credit management not much, foreign trade also not much, because currently we, even when we are doing the, when you are doing the SD assignment, there was no credit management and foreign trade. But currently this is one of the items that is in sales and distribution, because currently you need to keep track on credit management. How is your customer doing in terms of their credit? Are they paying you on time or are they paying you late? Currently those things you also need to monitor in terms of, also, are you making enough, are you making great income, are you making great revenue in terms of certain sales, or are you making less revenue? Okay, foreign trade, we're also not going to be discussing this, because currently in terms of, for your case study, the customer that you are interacting, the so-called bike zone, is also a US company that is stationed in, anyone here would like to answer where is the exact location of the bike zone? Use the mic. Do not use the chat, because currently I'm doing screen recording, so I don't want to basically exchange any screens for now. Use the mic. Siapa kat sini tahu? Anyone here know where is the location of the bike zone, the customer that you have created in your SD assignment? It start with O.
Orlando.
Correct, Orlando. So we're not going to talk about foreign trade, because currently in terms of your SD assignment, saya tak tahu pun siapa jawab tadi. I cannot see anything. So thank you for the answer. Foreign trade we're not going to be discussing, because currently the bike zone that you have, interacted inside your SD assignment is a company that is in the US. So there is no such thing as foreign trade. Okay, now moving on, we're going to see the actual organizational structure of the sales and distribution department in Global Byte Incorporated. And then we're going to see some master data and also the process. Okay, what is this organizational structure, master data, process? Currently, during the introduction week, we discussed something that is related to the three different datas inside SAP. That is being called organizational data, master data, and transactional data. Now, for what you have done for SD assignment, you haven't created organizational data. You are just using it. For example, MI00, UE00, WH, those are certain organizational data. What does MI00 means? Anyone here would like to try and answer? Terus je jawab. Kita tak payah tunggu lama. Tak naklah recording ni tiba-tiba senyap untuk 2-3 saat kan. Okay, anyone here would like to try to answer? What does MI00 means?
Miami, sir.
Correct, Miami. WH, anyone here would like to try?
Warehouse.
Wholesale, basically. WH is wholesale. UE00. Anyone would like to try? Okay, lambat, tak ada. UE00, US East. Okay, which means that when you insert those data, means that okay, Orlando, those people, sorry, not Orlando, The buy zone is a company that is operates in Orlando. Okay, if they were to approach your company, which sales department that is going to be covering or basically going to handle the sales for the buy zone? Because currently, in terms of, if you notice, if we have UE00, we will have another one that is UW00. You have US East and US West. So from there, you can try to make sense. Basically, we have two different locations. Okay, currently, if you also remember last week, we have Miami. The next one, quick answer from the student, Miami, and then anyone? Laju?
San Diego.
Yes, correct. San Diego. One more. Last one. Dallas. Okay. So basically, we have those three locations: Miami, San Diego, Dallas. Dallas, I'm going to put it in the middle. San Diego, Miami, San Diego, Dallas, Miami. So basically, those sales or basically the interaction with customer that is in the east, Miami will handle. Those who are in the west, San Diego will handle. So that is how this will work in terms of sales and distribution. Depending on where your customer is being stationed, where does your customer company is being addressed. If they were near to the east side of United States, then Miami is going to be handling it. Is it Miami? Yes, it's Miami. UE00 is going to be covering under MI00 is going to be covering under UE00. Okay. That is organizational data. There is a lot more. Those are some examples. If you want to know more, you can go back in terms of this file here. It's already stated at the side. Let's say, for example, here. See this? See this? These are some of the data. For example, UE00, WH, BI, these are organizational data. For this one, US1, US000111, I'm guessing this is for the use of master data. Okay, what is master data? We're going to take a look at it later. Okay, so that is organizational data related to your organization. Master data is related to the things inside your organization. For example, people, assets, the things that you sell, the thing that you sell, the things that you buy, those things inside your organization is being called master data. For here inside sales and distribution, the master data that you have involved with currently inside here is basically one is master data related to the customer. That is master data. Master data that is related to the things that you sell. Currently in term of here is deluxe touring bike and professional touring bike. So these are the two that is master data. Another thing that is related is basically the person, the contact person that is related to your customer. That is also master data. Okay, that is what you that you interacted directly, but there is more. There is also human resource master data, because we're currently looking at who are the people that is inside GBI that is handling the sales that is being done, that is being executed by the GBI. Sorry, not GBI, the bike zone. Sorry about that. Okay, I have the tendency of jumbling up these two. GBI, bike zone. Bike zone is the customer, GBI is the vendor. We already also discussed this last week during the introduction. Okay, and then we have the process. Process is going to be related to the transactional data. This is where if there is something happening to the things that is inside the company that is related to the transactional data. For example, if there were bicycles that is going to be sold to your customer, the data that is being inserted inside your system that is related to the bicycle is being sold to the bike zone, that is considered as transactional data. Now, Any question before I proceed? Currently, those are the three things, or basically the examples that I'm giving you in terms of organizational data, master data, and also transactional data. So just to be clear, those are the differences. Organizational data is related to the structure of your company. That is the structure of GBI. Master data is related to the things that is inside your company. The people, the money, the products, the assets, all those things that is inside the company are being considered as master data. And then we proceed in terms of transactional data. Okay, hopefully no one hear that. Hopefully this thing there is filter. Okay, filter in terms of audio. Hopefully, if you're not hearing what I'm hearing, then good for you. Okay, now transactional data is related to what is happening to the items inside your company. When I mention items, which means that the things that is happening to your master data, changes that is happening to your master data, such as bicycle is being sold, people are coming in, people are changing departments. Those are basically transactional data. Okay, any questions regarding these three? Are we clear? Okay. Benda-benda tak tahu pasti lah, mesti dia dengar nak tengok ke depan. Sorry Bala. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm guessing there is no question. I'm not opening the chat. I cannot open the chat because currently I'm in recording mode. Now, let us look at some of the data itself in terms of organizational structure. So first we have the client, company code, credit control area, sales org, and also distribution channel. What are these? We're going to have a look at it in the next slide. Because currently we have all this explanation, but currently this explanation doesn't really give you a sense of what those data actually means. So yes, if you were to work in an organization, if you were to have experience in terms of SAP, then you will basically understand what these are. But currently in terms of here, we'll look at the next slide. No? Okay, these are still continuation. We have division, sales area, plant, and also shipping point, loading point, sales office, sales group, salesperson. Those are some of the organizational data. Now, this thing is not basically under client you have company, under company you have credit control. No, we're just going to have a look at this thing here. Now, see this thing? So what you actually have here, I'm guessing I move this to the side a bit. Okay, now what you have here is basically, this is what client is. Client, usually you don't have this data. You don't interact with this data. This is the data that is being used on SAP level. When I mean what I meant by SAP level, which means that this is on the SAP side only. GBI doesn't concern with this data here, this client data here. What their main concern is starting with company code, sales org, and sales office, for example. Okay, now currently for sales and distribution, this is what it looks like. So, company code, siapa kat sini would like to have a guess? Anyone here would like to have a guess? The data that you have inserted inside GBI that is related to company code. Siapa kat sini would like to try and answer? Okay, kita start dari bawah lah. Start dari bawah senang. We start from the bottom. So basically, we're only going to focus on US side of global buy. Germany, we're not going to be involved with because currently we're not touching anything on Germany in our assignment. So, starting with, anyone here would like to have a guess? San Diego. Okay, we start with me lah. Miami. Anyone here would like to have a guess? The data that is inside SAP. Why is it being labeled as Miami?
MI00.
Okay, correct. San Diego. Anyone? Okay, tak ada. SD00. Dallas.
D00.
Okay. DL00. Thank you for guessing. Okay, DL00. Okay, now everyone know this one is UE00. This one is what? Anyone here would like to have a guess? Or basically, you already the answer is obvious. So basically, no one is trying. This one is UE00. This one is
UW00.
yes, correct. Tengok ah. Jawab sendiri pun gelak. Currently UW00. Okay, and then this one here. Why is it? Anyone here would like to have a guess?
US00. Okay.
Correct. US00. So basically, that is what this thing is. Currently, in terms of here, client is being labeled as GBI, but currently we are not using that data inside your SAP. US00, yes, we use it. UW00, UE00, SD00, DL00, MI00. So those are the organizational data, some of the example. But currently in terms of up here, there are still some more. And also from here, you can see which organizational data that you are using. Okay, if you will go to the next slide, everything was already there. Okay, now division, you have BI, you have AS. BI is for bicycle, AS is for accessory. Distribution channel, we have either WH or internet. Distribution channel, is it for wholesale? Is it for internet sale? And then you have currently in terms of credit control, we have either US00 or CA00. This one is going to be covering Canada. This is going to be covering on United States. GL00. There is, I'm guessing you will use that. And then client is GBI. So basically, these are the organizational data. If you look at here, every single one of this is considered as an organizational data. Whether you use it or not, it depends on the scenario. Currently, the scenario that you have done inside SD assignment is basically someone from the bike zone would like to purchase some bicycles. So basically what happens there is basically, okay, Orlando, company code US00. Okay, Orlando is nearest to US East. So basically, Miami is going to be handling this. And they're going to be buying for the purpose of wholesale. Okay, what they're going to buy? Bicycles, not accessory. So you define that earlier when you created the customer. So these are some of the information that you inserted. Okay, now we are talking about master data. We are done with organizational data. Organizational data is this. This is what being represented in terms of organizational data. Now we're moving on for the first master data, that is your customer. Basically, this one is basically the customer's company. Okay, after the customer company, you have the customer contact person. That is the second master data. Okay, and then basically in terms of here for your master data is going to be also, okay, you're not going to be, okay, we're just going to stick with here first. Okay, this is your customer master data. Currently what you have created is basically two. Step one, you created master data for the company, the bike zone. The second part, step two, you are creating a master data for the contact person that is working inside the bike zone. Okay, So step one and step two, you are basically creating information about your customer, that is the company, and also the person that is you're going to be interacting with. Okay, from here we're talking about the next. This one you didn't create. This one you're supposed to be creating in the second assignment. That is material management assignment. Currently from here, this material master, this word here, material master, is talking about any physical item that is inside your company. For example, what you are using for the sales and distribution assignment is two material master. One is DXTR, one is PRTR. Those are material master. What is this material master? You may state that this is the core of any transaction that is happening inside a company that is related to sales, purchase, inventory, asset, everything. Material master. So what is the material is basically, for example, for sales and distribution assignment, is professional touring bike and deluxe touring bike. Why is it being called material master? Because currently that data that you're going to be create uh, is going to be basically yesterday. You're going to be creating something called chain lock. Okay, chain lock. Uh, Something that is non-existent in GBI. Why? Because currently they created this scenario. Okay, you have the basic data. You have the sales data. For example, deluxe touring bike, how many are being sold? Is it being sold quite popular during certain weeks, certain months, certain periods, certain season, those kind of things. Purchasing data in terms of how much are you buying in terms of the material that is needed to produce a bicycle. Material planning data, how much wheels that you need to buy for next month, how much handlebar you need to buy for next month, next 2 months, next year, next 2 years. Material planning data, you need to see how much of the material that you need to assemble the bicycle. Forecasting data, still forecast the future. Storage data, mentioning where does this bicycle is being kept inside your warehouse. Quality data is in terms of quality inspection of the materials. Let's say, for example, you want to know in terms of when there are 100 professional touring bikes just came out of the production line, how many of them have quality issue. Okay, and then you have accounting data. You want to see how much does it really cost to produce a bicycle in terms of the raw material, the electricity, the the manpower that is needed, those kind of things. And then in terms of controlling data, this is related to the raw materials that controlling data is basically the financial costing of producing a bicycle. Accounting data is talking about how much is being spent, how much is being made. This one is talking about how much is basically needed to produce a bicycle. This is talking about raw material. In terms of here, we're going to see in terms of SAP afterwards. I'm going to show you because currently I'm in front of my PC. So basically we can see some of the material master for certain materials. Okay. So material master currently, for example, in terms of here, we are currently giving access to, let's say, for example, deluxe touring bike and professional touring bike can be sold by the people from UW and UE, because currently in terms of, for depending on how you manage your company, certain company would like to, maybe on different scenario, doesn't really happens here in terms of GBI. Let's say for example, if I were to produce, let's say for example up here, we are talking about McDonald's, and then here there is US, there is Malaysia. There are certain products that are being sold in the US, and there are certain products that is being sold in Malaysia. So that is why we have this kind of I'm guessing this is why SAP is giving us this kind of control. Because currently in terms of here, we are talking about GBI. Yes, deluxe touring bike, professional touring bike, yes, it's being sold in United States West and United States East. But maybe for different company, there are certain things that they want to sell in one location. There are certain things that they don't want to sell in certain locations. Okay. Now, storage location, there are certain parts inside the warehouse where we will keep finished goods. There are certain locations in the warehouse we will keep trading goods. Okay, let's say for example, I'm going to show you some example later, but currently, okay, conditional master data is also another thing. This is the one that you inserted inside your quotations, those discounts. Okay, this is being called master data because currently, for example, if you were to interact with one customer and then that customer came again and then they want to buy another deluxe, another 5 deluxe touring bike, another 2 professional touring bike, oh, this is one good customer. I'm going to give them the same amount of discount. So this condition is related to the pricing of the items that you want to sell. Okay, we're going to discuss this more when we move on to here. Conditional master data, condition master data is related to pricing, which means that it's basically going to talk about how much you're going to charge your customer. Okay, because currently you need to understand, not every single thing is the same price. Okay, for example, in Fresh Choice, okay, I'm guessing you know Fresh Choice in Pekan is under a company called Pantai Selamat. Okay, Fresh Choice and Tunas Manja, Fresh Choice and TMG. If you were to have a look at how much they are selling dynamos, okay, dynamos, okay, I'm not stating the dynamos that is magnet and then produce electricity, no, not that. Dynamos for fabric, for washing machine, for washing clothes. Okay, for you, okay, we are talking from the customer perspective. Okay, from the customer perspective, if you were to walk in to Tunas Manja, you're going to have a look at the price for one bottle of Dynamo is going to be the biggest bottle. The biggest bottle of Dynamo is going to be 28 ringgit. But if you were to go to Fresh Choice, they're going to just charge you 19 ringgit. 10 ringgit of difference. But I'm not sure. Okay, now we're talking about but. This is from customer to Tunas Manja. But from Tunas Manja, let's say they are dealing directly with PNG. PNG is basically the vendor who produces dynamo. TMG with TMG, when they buying dynamo from the vendor, how much does it cost? Maybe Fresh Choice buying dynamo from the vendor costs less. That is why Fresh Choice can charge them for 19 ringgit. Maybe Tunas Manja approached the vendor, they got it for a bit, not a bit expensive. That is why they are selling it to the customer for 28 ringgit. So, applies same concept here, GBI. The bike zone came and meet you. And then you're going to say, okay, we're going to give you 5% discount for deluxe touring bike and additional 5% discount for the whole transaction. So you are getting that much. Okay, and then you have this customer B. He came to GBI with a very angry face. He said, he even smacked his fist on the table demanding you that I would like to buy 10 deluxe touring bike, 10 professional touring bike. I need it to be delivered by today. Settle my order. And you, working as the salesperson, hate that guy. I'm not going to give you any discount. Okay, even worth it, but yet I'm going to give you discount, but in negative, which means they are not getting any discount. They are getting a price increase inside their order. Okay, this is why conditional is being considered as master data because When the customer comes again to your company to order the bike, you can give them the same pricing condition for your customer. Because currently here, kalau ada kat sini ya, siapa yang semalam, who is it yesterday, that when they want to settle their SD assignment, the final pricing is $21,400, not $20,092. Who was it yesterday? $21,400. Guna suara, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously.
So just to be clear, your transaction was correct. It's just that you didn't insert additional discount for the customer. It's just that.
Oh,
But
but I not.
your process was okay because you reached the end. Okay, we are clear?
So do I need to change anything or
No,
I just
you already finished, so basically
oh,
nothing to change.
okay, okay. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Okay, so basically this is what conditional pricing is. You can give two discount to a customer, and then when the customer came back, you can give the same discount again. You can give different discount to different customer. Depends. So this is why we have conditional master. It would be easier if we were at the actual lab and then we can do another cheap role play again. I would like to do that again because currently that is how I make people understand. We have this cheap role play. Okay, and then we have output is either at the end of the process we're going to email them all the different documents that can be generated, because currently inquiry is a document, quotation is a document, sales order is a document, is something that you can pass to the customer. You look like when you access the system, it looks like a form, but currently it can be printed out in the form of a paper. And then you have the delivery order. If you notice, if you have the word order at the back, which means that there is going bound to be document that you need to pass to your customer. Okay, see here, quotation, confirmation, invoice, those are some of the things. Okay, what is EDI? Just do a quick search. What is XML? Just do a quick search. Okay, then we are proceeding with the sales order process, this one here. Okay, what I'm going to do here is basically I'm going to record a video later because currently we're going to discuss this later next week. Hopefully we can try to make sure that next week we can settle on MM and also this part here SD. Because afterwards at least we're going to stop at slide 19 so that I could start recording on I could start a video recording for this thing here. Okay, now for here, this is the same thing, pre-sales and this part here. Basically, pre-sales starting by creating customer, receipt of payment customer is basically post receipt of customer payment. Basically, it's the same thing. What you look at here is basically a brief process. Currently, what you're looking here is the detailed groundwork. Okay, just to be clear, this one is not going to be useful. This one, yes. Okay, so basically just to mention in term of here, basically when people or basically when a company is doing sales, it's either depending on how your company is being set up, how you're going to approach your customer, basically depending. Okay, now I'm going to ask this question. If you were to sell if you were to sell skincare, maybe that could be used. If you were to use skincare, not use, you were to sell skincare, what is the most, okay, we are talking here in Malaysia. If a company were to use skincare, what is the most common channel for you to do pre-sales? Okay, pre-sales is basically for you to promote. See here, campaign communication, which means, what does this mean? Is basically you promote your product so that people will start to know your product and they could start buy your product. So for those of you who are used to live in Malaysia for the last 19 years. Okay, so I just round out 20 years. So, the most common channel for you to promote your skincare business. What is it? Answer. Microphone. Anyone here? Skincare. How do you promote? Common channel of promoting skincare here in Malaysia. Biasanya. Hey, no one is answering. Because currently I'm noticing, okay, now why I'm using skincare as an example, because currently I'm guessing this class there is a lot of females, or are only males are attending this class. Ke bila saya tanya soalan tu semua tukar jantina? Okay, anyone here would like to try and answer?
Instagram.
Common, other than Instagram?
Television.
Television, okay. Television are usually, okay, television, usually in Gegar Vaganza and everything. Okay, so those are the two channels. Now we have the functions. It's not functions, it's basically we have this generation of, basically people are doing this kind of soft marketing. They are passing their products to influencer, and then those influencer are doing videos, and then in their videos they are putting this kind of, tiba-tiba dia tak promote produk pun. They didn't promote the product, but they use the product in their videos, and they didn't even talk about the product. If I'm not sure lah, because currently I'm not sure. This is the power of social media, and also this is the power of my class. I'm promoting someone. Okay, my it's a funny video. I'm watching this. I'm watching all this video from either Muskacha or Eja Anwar. It's a funny video about husband and wife relationship, and then husband pranking wife, wife pranking husband. I'm not doing that. I'm just watching it for my own entertainment. They don't promote product, but they are showing products inside their videos. So that is one way. Uh, so that are some of the pre-sale activity you do. Phone call to promote, but currently I'm guessing nowadays we don't use this. The reason why, because someone develop an app called True Caller, because currently when someone that you don't have their phone number call you, and then True Caller is going to be showing this suspected spam. So are you going to be answering it? No. On-site meeting with customer directly, face-to-face, sending letters, newsletters, and communication, either through through television, through social media, whatever so-called communication medium that we have. Radios, newspaper, those kind of things. Okay, so from here, you start collecting information about your customer. So we start with inquiry. Now for this part here, I'm not going to be doing anything, because currently this would require a different session. I would prefer this to be in a face-to-face situation for us to be doing this. So hopefully next week we can discuss on this. Let's say for example 30 minutes for us to discuss on this. This one is going to be short because currently this is quite simple, not as complex as material management. Material management is going to be a little bit complex in the beginning part of the assignment. Okay, now I'm guessing that's it for today. Siapa yang kat sini dah sampai ke fakulti, so sorry for you. I'm not sorry because I already tell you, but still so sorry for you. Okay, now before we end the class, any question? Not just about SD, but the whole class. Any question one? Any question two? Any question three? Okay, if there is none, then we will continue our class next week, meeting face to face for this matter, where we're going to be representing this thing in also in another cheap representation. Okay, if you want something that is quite expensive, something that is much more professional with people that is here being represented by actual person, then you need to provide me with some funding. But for now, I'm using my own funding. I'm going to do every single thing inside here in a very cheap manner. Okay, if there is no question, one moment, I need to stop the recording first.